Right then, in this short video, I'm going to show you how to create a relationship between three tables in a database. Now, I've got a database here, which is an online sports shop. Let me show you the different tables. I've got customers tables. So these are the list of customers that have subscribed to the online shop. I've got a table of products, and currently these are all the products that are being sold by the shop. And you can see there's the product ID for each one. And then I've got a list of sales, and these currently are all the sales that have happened online. So each sale has an ID number. The sale tells me which product has been sold, which customer picked it up, when the sale was, and who was the person that did the sale. Now, the first thing I need to do when creating a relational database is to work out what the primary keys are. Now, if I go back and have a look at my customers field, you can tell, I think, that the primary key, which of course is a field where every value is unique, is the customer ID. An ID field is a good field to use because it tends to identify each record. And there we go. So I have got 10 IDs. Let me close that. The second field to look at is the product table. And again, you can see my product table also has a product ID. And I'm going to use that as the primary key because, again, it identifies each particular value and makes that each record is in fact different. Let me close that. Now, the third table is the sales table. Now, when creating a relational database, you are looking for a table that contains the primary keys of the other two tables to link it. And you can see here, can't you, that my sales table, it already has a primary key indicating the unique sales, each individual sale. But you'll notice, look, it has the product ID, which is the primary key for the product table. And it also has the customer ID, which is the customer ID for the customer table, the primary key. So with that all set up, I can now go and make my relationships, because what I've done is I've already put in my primary keys. There we are there. I've made sure this is a primary key. If I click on product and show you the design of the product, there we go. There's my ID here, and my sales table already has my ID too. So with that to go, I need to go and create my relational database. So how do I do it? Well, as you can see, I'm clicked on the Database Tools tab, and you can see over here there is a relationships wizard. So if I click on it, the first thing it asks me to do is to show the tables. And the tables that I want to add in are all of them. So I'm going to click Add for the Customers table, Product, Add in, and Sales, Add in too. There we go, and press Close. Now, I've already worked out that my sales table is going to be the middle table, is going to be the table that links to the other two, because you can see it contains the IDs of the other two tables. So I'm just going to move my tables around like this, so it makes it easier to link. So how do I now go and link the tables together? Well, what I do is I move my mouse over to an ID in one table and press down on the left button and drag it to where it appears in the middle table, like that, and I can let go. And then it says, am I happy with this relationship? Indeed I am, but what I want to do is tick this box here, which is called Enforce Referential Integrity. And all that simply means is when I make changes to any of my tables, these changes are going to be reflected in the sales table, in the link table. So I've ticked all those three boxes, and I'm going to press Create, and there you go. I've made this relationship, and that's called a one-to-many, because there are many customers appearing in the sales table, and there is only one unique customer appearing in the customers. There's only one value, one ID value for each customer. So what about the next link? Well, I go and grab product ID in the product table and drag it over to where product ID appears in the sales table. Let go. Same thing again. Tick integrity, tick to cascade the changes. Tick create, and again I've got my one-to-many relationship. The product table has each unique ID, and this appears more than once over there. So I've now made my relational database. So what does it look like when I go back and look at my tables? Well, if I press close and say yes, if I now go and open up customers, you'll notice that these strange plus signs appear next to the customers, and the plus indicates where there's a relationship between the customer and the other table, in this case the sales table. So if I click on Jane White, for example, like this, it actually shows me that Jane White has bought 2 products that are registered as sales. They are ID2 and ID21, product 1 and product 4, which are sales 2 and 21, and the other information there. If I click on, for example, Chris Jones, Chris actually hasn't bought anything. Let's try Bill Gray. There we go. Bill has bought 3 items. So that's what the customer table looks like. How does the sales table, how does the products table reflect this new relationship? Well, let me close this table and let's click on product. And just like the customers table, you can see this too has pluses. And it doesn't take a rocket science to work out. If I click on, for example, product ID 5, it doesn't take a rocket science to work out that this now tells you how often this particular product has been sold, what ID it is, and which customers picked up. Customers, in this case, customer 2 picked up, made 2 transactions where they both bought socks. So we now have a relational database where the tables are related by the sales table. And if I click on the relationships again, you can see how it all works. So what you now have to do with your own 3 tables is to work out how they are related, make sure you have got your primary keys in place, and then do the links. And that's that.